This is Part 2, C# Operators in Expressions. In this tutorial, we will look into arithmetic operators, comparison operators, Boolean and logical operators, bitwise and shift operators, assignment or equality operators. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications. Please let me know in the comment section any feedback you may have. Your opinion is very much appreciated. C# provides many groups of common and built-in type operators to perform logical and arithmetic operations. The most common types are grouped into 5 categories. Arithmetic, using numeric values, performs arithmetic operations. Comparison, numeric value comparison. Boolean, logical operation, true or false. Bitwise and shift operation with integral types. Assignment or equality, check if two operands are equal or not equal. The most commonly used operators are listed below. Assignment operator, the equal sign. Arithmetic operators, plus, minus, divide, multiply, and etc. Comparison operators, equal to, not equal, greater, smaller, greater or equal, and etc. Conditional operators, and, or. When using operators, the order of evaluation is critical to understand. It is always a good idea to use parentheses to set proper evaluation order. Now, let's go to Visual Studios to see some examples. So let's go ahead and start with assignment operators. So let's create a couple of variables and count, bool, good job. And let's try to print these variables console, that right line, good job is plus, good job. Let's change our variables and make this one actually equal to. Now, as soon as we use the variables, as you can tell, we already get errors. Use of unassigned local variable count. Similarly, use of unassigned local variable good job. Since we have not assigned a value to our variables, that's why we are getting these errors. So let's give these variables some values. Make this one 10 and make good job equal to true. Now the errors are disappearing, and let's go ahead and run our application. So as you can see, count is equal 10 and good job is true. So basically we have a value which is 10 and count did not have any value, so we are making count equal to 10. So we are assigning this 10 to the count variable. Similarly, we make good job equal to true. So now good job has the value of true and count has the value of 10. Let's look at our table. In arithmetic operators include plus, minus, subtract, multiply, etc. So let's create a couple of variables, and h equal to 10 and L equal to 5. We really should not use a character to identify a variable. But in this case, since we're doing this tutorial and there will be quite a bit of typing, therefore I'm just making h to be the high value and L to be the low value. So let's create some other variables of integer type, and add up and subtract up and multiply up and divide up. And let's go ahead and change our variables. Put a space here and change this one. And let's put a space here. Similarly, so now for add up equal to h plus L, that is equal to h minus capital L, for multiply, H times L, for divide, H divide by L. And also, let's make this one equal to, so let's put some parentheses around these. And the last one. So let's run our application. As you can tell, the results are as expected. Add operation gives us 15. Subtract operation gives us 5. And multiply operation gives us 50. And divide gives us 2. Comparison operators. Comparison operators basically means that we are comparing one value against another value. This concept is really important. When we develop application, we always compare values, and understanding this concept is very critical when it comes to software development or application development. So please try to understand these concepts since they are extremely important. So let's just start with if H equal to L. Console dot write line H equal to L, and let's close parentheses. H and L are the same. So what if they are not the same? Else. So let's copy this, and we need to put a semicolon here, and then H and L are not the same. So basically, what does it mean? It means that when we are comparing H and L, if these values are both the same, then we would print H and L are the same. Otherwise, we will print H and L are not the same. Let's go ahead and run our application. H and L are not the same. That's exactly what this if and else statement indicates. For the sake of time, I have already created different scenarios comparing H and L, and we'll go ahead and copy and paste, and we will review each one separately. So let's take a look at the second scenario. So if H is not equal to L, then the first condition will be printed where H is not equal to L, else H is equal to L. Similarly, if H is larger than L, then the first scenario, H is greater than L, else H is less than L. The next one, if H is smaller than L. First scenario, H is less than L. Second scenario, H is greater than L. The third one, if H is greater or equal to L. The first scenario, H is greater or equal than L, else H is less or equal than L. The next one, H is less and equal than L. So the first scenario would be H is less or equal than L, else H is greater or equal than L. So let's go ahead and run our application. Here are the results. Is H equal to L? H and L are not the same. H is not equal to L. H is not equal to L. We are comparing H is greater than L. H is greater than L. Comparing H is smaller than L. H is greater than L. So that's not true. H is greater or equal to L. H is greater or equal than L. H is smaller or equal to L. H is greater or equal than L. So this is not true. This condition does not meet because H is 10 and L is 5. Now, let's take a look at comparison operators and or. So I've already completed the code, and I'm just going to go ahead and paste it here. Now, the first condition, if H is greater than L and L is smaller than H, then the first condition is true, which is yes, both conditions are true. Else, no, both conditions are not true. The next one, H is greater than L, or L is greater than H. In this case, yes, first condition is true, second condition is not true. Else, Yes, second condition is true, first condition is not. So let's run our application. Now, as you can tell, if h is greater than L and L is smaller than h, yes, both conditions are true. The next one, if h is greater than L or L is greater than h, yes, first condition is true, second condition is not. So what we need to remember is this. In our first condition, both these conditions, h greater than L and L smaller than h, both supposed to be true for the operation to return a true status. On our second operation, where we use the OR sign, if h is greater than L or L is greater than h, if one of the conditions is true, then our operation will return a true status. This is the end of this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe and click on the notifications. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.